Namaste, I'm Melka from Thrissur. I have finished my high secondary education and currently preparing for CLAT. I want to write civil service examination after LLB. As a civil service aspirant, it is important to read Hindu newspaper every day for the editorials, news and all. Even though I'm reading the newspaper, it doesn't become effective because I don't know what to read, how to read, to eliminate things and all. So it consumes a lot of time. So I want to be a better reader to precise the precise the notes and for current affairs and all. And I'm not good in English. I started reading books and all for my vocabulary and comprehension and all. I want more guidance for that too, and I want to learn. As you said in the camp and also in your videos and all, I want to learn. I want that method of learn. I want to the guidance for that too. As I heard, a civil service examination, 20% syllabus can be covered by CLAT preparation and law studies and all. I hope that my CLAT preparation and law studies will be a better path for my civil service journey too. I'm here because I have attended your camp before, and from the sessions and interactions, I believe that you would be a better guide. You would give a better guidance for me to reach my aim. First in my class and to the civil service, my dream. So I request you to give guidance to me to reach my aim. Thank you.
Namaste.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. How are you?
Enjoying?
It's a long time.
Yeah, it's after we
month?
finished our moksha by August or September.
Yeah, September.
Binu is around or he went to Kuwait?
Sir, he went to Kuwait.
So school academic started.
Yes, sir. Because of Corona, ഞങ്ങളിപ്പോൾ നാട്ടിൽ തന്നെയാണ്.
So where are you planning to continue studies?
Sir, Kendra Vidyalaya. It's near our house.
Walkable?
Yes, sir. Just 5 minutes.
Okay. So now classes are at home.
Yes, sir. Online classes.
Okay. Tell me, what is that you want?
Sir, the civil service prelim book, the book which is written by your students, sir.
You have seen this book?
Yes, sir. My father took the printout and I read all of them, all the pages.
Okay.
And sir, my father told me to make you as my mentor.
What are your plans?
Sir, I wanted to ask you and make everything prepared for UPSC exams.
I suggest people to read every day Hindu newspaper. Don't read the whole news. Go to international world news. Whenever you speak to me, you should have pen and paper with you.
Yes, sir, I have.
And keep noting down the points so that you will not forget. Every day, to start with, you can read only one news. Arunima is also joining from Thrissur. Sri Lakshmi is from Kottayam now. Kottayam or Pathanamthitta? Kottayam. So what you should do is, you must make daily practice as your breakfast. Don't skip. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Whatever you learn in your classroom, the English is good enough for writing examination. But that English is not good enough for public speaking, writing essays, and you will not improve too much of common vocabulary. So Hindu newspaper is what I suggest because it's almost a stable style of writing. not too much gossip. They may not give you latest update as fast as they can, because they will think, look at it, establish. There is no breaking news by Hindu newspaper. But whatever comes in the newspaper will be authentic, English will be good. Less of mistakes. Most of the newspapers have got lot of mistakes in their writing. But Hindu guarantees less mistakes. So your English also will improve because you are reading something which has very less mistakes. Read only one news to start with. And that news has to be from world news, international news. World page. Every page in the newspaper has got a heading. Most of the people don't even know that. There is a national, international, regional, state-wise, southern, editorial, people view, something will be there on the top. So generally this comes at the last end of the newspaper, probably 9th, 10th or 11th or 12th page, according to the number of pages. So it will tell you world bar international news. There is a rule in the newspaper printing, editing. In the paper, whenever we look at something on a screen or a paper, first our eye goes to the right top corner. Any book, any picture, any advertisement, that's a trick of making nice, attractive item. Even in a newspaper, what they give advertisement on the left top and right top. There is a charge difference because the newspaper layout papers. I learned this business of layout of papers and all that, art design and all that. So they will say this left is less and the right is more priced. So mostly the best news will be on the right top corner. That is how you understand which news is important. But then if you look at a newspaper, you will see different font size. The fonts are different sizes, thick, different font. So when you are a good newspaper reader, you will know looking at the font which is important. The thick, bold, big will be important always. So there is a question whether this top corner is important or in the middle they must have written a big top, or bottom they would have written big. It all depends on what is in continuity in the stories. Yesterday what would have published, today they wanted to re-emphasize on that. It's not a small joke. There are a lot of thought process going on while writing. So if somebody is making with a lot of thought process, don't you think the user has to understand the same thought process? Now you appreciate. Don't do nod like this. Whenever you want to speak, say yes. That's how a good listener. Don't again do like this. No shaking head. Say yes in between. That makes the conversation more beautiful. Okay. A good listener is one who responds. Yeah, you understand. Then you say, yeah, I got it. Otherwise, it's like I am talking to God or a stone. Or inanimate. Not animal also. Animal also will make some sound sometime. Right? So show the human nature. You understand things. You got it. Yeah, I got it. Now I understood. That motivates the speaker always. I am not talking about me because I am used to talking to dumb BTech students. Okay, so for me no problem. But I want you to respond because these are all teaching from me.
Okay.
Yeah, say okay. Yeah, I understood. I will follow. This is how, yeah, I understood now better. Something like that, right? So, your font size will tell you which is important, which is not important. So, you must select one news. Understand, there are more than 200 countries in the world. Around 190 are part of United Nations. I am not hearing response.
Okay, sir.
You must learn. This is part of conversation. How do you know how to converse? You must look at the good video interviews, good lectures, the chat, conversation. So you know, yeah, this is how I should also do it. Don't just be a watchman. Be part of the conversation. I am not hearing anything. I want that answer yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is what I want. You are not in muted version, right? And you are in visually seen. You are also in unmute. So you can speak. You should speak. That's what I want. So what happens is you must select one news from the whole available international page and take only one. Don't just read as a normal textbook or a casual book. Read it thoroughly so that you understand word by word, you understand the concept, you understand the message. One, only one I am asking, not the whole newspaper. You can imagine a newspaper can be a book of 100 pages if you put them together. In a book format, if you put it, it's almost 100 pages. I am only asking you to read one page from that. And total 200 countries, a system of people are working to pull out the most important thing. Lot of filtering is done. In the whole world, many things happens. They pull out only very minimum. And then printing it and then putting into your doorstep.
Okay, sir.
So how much effort is being taken, you imagine? And for whom? If
Alright.
and India is supposed to know what is happening in one of the countries out of this 200 in some corner of the world. And somebody is giving you at your doorstep and you don't even care. So, if you want to become part of Indian administration, first thing, what is happening around the world which is of Indian concern, you must understand.
Yes, sir.
What is of Indian concern, you don't have to search because somebody is searching for you and putting it to you. So simple, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Start reading one news and make a brief out of one page what you have. Will you be able to write one paragraph which you can explain in 2 minutes to somebody? In a week's time, you must have such 7 stories. That's good enough. Continue doing it from today. In 3 years, you will be the most knowledgeable person in the world. Don't select continuous news like COVID, how many people died, how many people took birth, how many were admitted, because that keeps changing. That's a too dynamic activity which is of no concern to us.
Okay.
What is important is look at which country, other than the normal story, is there any extra new information which is coming. So every day you will look for new information. There were days when I used to read such newspaper at your age, and then I make a brief 1 week what happened, and wait for the end of the week because there used to be one employment news which comes. Those days it was called employment news, 1 rupee 50 paise. And when you get it, you know what do I see? Whatever brief I have written, is it matching with employment news which gives 1 week brief?
Is
The-
there something like that now?
Now employment news is not giving brief because there are a lot of material available like this.
Okay.
Employment news has become just an advertisement. I don't know. I have not looked at employment news for last 10 years or so.
I think Hindu is the best thing we can give.
Yeah.
to-
So Hindu,
Yeah.
the brief of that which you prepare, I used to get a matching and say that, yeah, exactly it is matching. You know, you feel thrilled. I know how to read newspaper. That's why I am saying I know how to read newspaper, because there are a lot of senior people who are all looking at this newspaper, make a brief under the government system and publishes it. It was matching at your age when I used to read, it used to match with that. Then you feel, yeah, I know how to read. I know how to write a brief. My English is good. If I write something and send it to a newspaper, definitely it will come into paper now, because my English is accepted by newspaper people. If you can write newspaper equivalent English that shows you are good. And how do you know that your English is equivalent to international English newspaper standard? You keep reading it and start comparing. When you start comparing with that, I am sure you will know, oh, this is how it is to be read, and you will feel happy about it. So, you will get current affairs which will become tomorrow's general knowledge. Assume that today you start preparing. You are eligible to write any competitive exam in the world. When? Maybe after 5 years, after 3 years, after 2 years, doesn't matter. Today, the current affairs becomes your general knowledge of tomorrow. So you don't have to learn extra somewhere, because every day, how did you learn your hometown name, relatives name, friend's name? Did you by heart it by repeating many times? You casually start talking to them, right? So, how do you learn Prime Minister of India's name? Did you learn Prime Minister of India is Modi, Prime Minister of India is Modi many times? You heard many times, you read many times, you have seen him many times, right? So, if you have constant the habit of reading newspaper, all the world leaders' name, capitals, and when you get a news from America, Washington, immediately go to Google Map and find out where is Washington. And if the news is from London, understand where is London. So yesterday I learned where is Washington, today I learned where is London. Immediately look at how much is the distance. Is it in the west, or is it in the east, is it in the north, is it in the south? You are learning geography. That's why I said don't read too many news, only one news. But learn. Don't read, learn. In my days and all, we never had no digital media. So I have to go to Globe, look at Atlas. So I know Pacific Ocean ends here, Indian Ocean starts there. That's a small island there, that's called Fiji. And if Atlanta is this end of New York is the other end, Philadelphia is here. You don't have to go to the place. You can visualize, see that. It is pathetic if you don't know where is Bombay, where is Delhi in the map, right? If you don't know where is Kasargod and where is Kottayam, you are not in Kerala. How do you say I am in Kerala when I know this place? Though I must not have visited that place, I know this is Kasargod. Kasargod is in the north, Trivandrum is in the south, Thrissur is in the center, all that I know. Assume you know about the whole world like that. Then you can say, yeah, I know the world. Understood? So your confidence of geography, confidence of general knowledge, whenever you read a news, keep some questions with you, so that you are looking for answers. What is the question? Who are the people involved? Then you will remember. It will become like a story. It will become like a drama in front of you. Who are the people involved in the story? Even if it is a science subject which you are learning in the classroom, immediately ask. You are learning atom. Who? Immediately Dalton's name will come, Indian Kanadan's name will come. Then that will become your part of your. When you say Prime Minister, immediately Modi's name comes, because you had a question inside you. Who is the Prime Minister? That's how the questions are prepared. Where, when, why, how? What is the relevance of today? Keep asking this question. Where it happened? Oh, it happened in London. Who are the parties involved? In a dialogue, now I am talking. Immediately I will ask, to whom I am talking? So there is a person in front of me, there is a nation in front of me, there is some entity who are in front of me. So the question is, when I read a newspaper, I am not just like that reading. I am looking at who is the creator of the news. Maybe America is the creator of the news. And to whom it is responding to? It responds to China. But then in between, you will see the news is not coming either from China or from America. It is coming from Britain. So there is a mediator. So you learned about 3 different countries. Got it? Then you will think why it came from Britain. Probably somebody would have visited Britain. From there, he is giving a talk. Who is that person? So you have nation, you have institution, you have person, in that order. Identify everyone. When you hear the name, understand who as an individual, which institution he belongs to. If it is a political party, which party he belongs to. If it is an administrator, which nation he belongs to, which government he belongs to. And he is talking as a representative of whom? Is it a mediator? Is it a party belongs to that? Like, is it an anchoring person or an actor? Understand so identify every news which you are reading is able to visualize. Every time learning is visualizing. You can read about atom, electron, neutron without visualizing. But I can also read about atom by visualizing. I can read about trade, where detached from that textbook I can read. Attaching to the textbook is visualizing. Oh, I will see this person is taking the goods, going and selling it here, he is taking money. Everything has to be visualized. So, newspaper is not reading, you are visualizing, you are creating story, you are creating a drama. That's why newspaper people will never say writing an article, giving a news. You know what do they say? I gave today a story in the editorial. That's what they say. The terminology used by editor, terminology used by sub-editor, the reporter will not say I gave a news. He will say I gave a story. That is because he visualizes, he is able to imagine. So the whole newspaper contains lot of stories. Why stories? Because they will not say matter of fact. They will glorify. They will put beautiful title. Sometime after my talk in a public forum, I look for the next day newspaper. You know why? Sometime what we speak is not what they write. They write much better than that.
Yes.
And the title is so beautiful. So what are you learning while looking at the newspaper? You know how to give beautiful title. You become
An enhanced version.
That becomes so good, no? I remember, if you look at DrTPS press, PRESS press, generally we have normal file where we keep whatever comes in the newspaper about us, right? But I don't do that. I scan it and then put it into my blog. Indian Express, we had a very casual discussion. Indian Express published about me this year, 2020 in January. And they called me as WhatsApp Guru. You imagine what a catching title is that? Correct? Everybody will look at the title. The title is good enough to publish. Probably nobody will coin such term. So when you look at newspaper thoroughly, looking at the heading, you will learn how to get beautiful titles. Nice quotes, nice title, beautiful story writing method, how to visualize, how to grasp current affairs, which will become your general knowledge, improve vocabulary, and every word which you get. I used to have a dictionary of myself. Those days we didn't have even money to buy a book. I bind it myself by cutting ABCD. It is there still in my house, Nanam. Some students, when they ask, I used to tell them this is how I learned English. I used to cut A, B, C, D, and then I can pick up M. Yeah, this is the page. And what do I read there? Whatever words which I learned, I used to write there. So that's my self-made dictionary. And what is the beauty of that? Don't read. Now today you can go to, I suggest people to look at wordhippo.com. WORD wordhippo.com. I think it's com only. Wordhippo.com. The wordhippo.com will tell you what exactly is required there. Right? Don't look for the meaning. Whenever we look at dictionary, what happens? We look for the meaning. Oh, in this context, I know this is approximately matching. Whenever we get it, we are happy. That is not improving vocabulary. When a best dictionary, if you have, you will see one word, they will write one full page. That's why Webster's dictionary and all is too big. But what are you reading? One word from that. That's all. You are happy. The rest of the things is written for whom? Is it not for us? That is why our English is not very good most of the time. Because we look for the meaning. Don't look for the meaning. Look at the meaning. Look inside the meaning. Look where is it used? How is it used? Usage. All that is given. Adjective, noun, verb, a pronoun. So you don't have to learn grammar from somewhere else. Dictionary will teach you grammar. So what is to be done? Look at meaning extensively. So that the same word will come in a different context in some other place. You don't have to refer dictionary. Already you know. Small word like L-I-K-E, like. Don't take it for granted. Oh, I know what like means. If you know the word like, will you be able to write as it is written in the dictionary? Then you can say, yeah, I know the word like. If you are not able to, what is to be done? Learn. Learn to that extent, you can extensively write on every word in English. So wordhippo.com will give you similes, antonyms, synonyms. In whichever language you want, they will translate and give you today. It's a beautiful website. You can translate from any language to any language. Suppose, look at epistemology. The epistemology is, which says that, which is the origin of this word. So when you get the origin of the word, you will know, oh, this is from Italy, this is from Rome, this is from Latin. Most of the toughest aristocratic English words comes from
Latin, even legal language.
Yeah, Latin and next
Greek.
Yeah, that is why there is a proverb which says, this is like Greek and Latin to me.
Greek and Latin.
The proverb came because I don't know the meaning. Because I know only how is it used, but I don't know the origin. But now today, epistemology has to be seen clearly so that you understand 100%. What a beautiful concept is that, learning concept. This is why I say I teach only one, learn to learn.
Sir, I'm hearing the word epistemology first time. Can you just describe it?
Epistemology is the origin.
Origin, okay.
So it will tell you, in Latin this means this. Philosophy. Where is the word philosophy came? Philo plus Sophie. Philos means love. Sophie means knowledge. Philos is blind knowledge. So philosophy means knowledge lover. Love for knowledge. Philosopher is one who loves knowledge. Then you will have, that is why then when you write poetry, automatically it will come. That's why I have got a poem which says Philos to Agape. Why I am able to use such a title? Because I know vocabulary. Philos to Agape. Right? So look at epistemology, understand the inner meaning of every word which you use. Create that, use it next day in your usage. I think Sri Lakshmi's is echoing.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, I am able to hear.
So just 1 minute.
Yeah.
Chachu, but you have just said about the international news, just one article a day. Then what about the rest?
No, the beginning. That's why I said beginning. Continue this for 1 month. Then you know how to read. You will not spend half an hour. In the beginning, you will have to spend 2 hours to read and understand like this. So if I ask you to read newspaper, one day you will not finish. I don't want casual reading. I don't do anything very casual. I do it very systematic. I do it as best as I can. So it takes some time. It is not simple. It is not just finishing reading newspaper. Oh, I read newspaper. Then if somebody asks you what is the main news, that I don't know. What is the purpose? See, the politicians and all read 17 newspaper per day. How are they able to grasp and then remember all that and then give the speeches? Because in the beginning they have gone through this, not just going through. Immediately after reading, they will also discuss with somebody else. So whatever you read, you should have a good company where you can discuss. The politicians remember things because they regularly discuss with the people. The leader will come, they will ask somebody else what is the main news. Then somebody will tell. They cannot say I don't know. The prime minister don't have to read newspaper. He get brief every day from every country. There are different experts in the ministry, external affairs ministry. They are supposed to read newspaper, make a brief and then give it to prime minister's office. And there somebody will filter and give one sentence or one paragraph only. By reading it, he is able to tell all that story because he knows the previous what happened. So if you are a constant reader of a newspaper, definitely after some time, understanding the content becomes so easy and simple for you. You will not have to toil much. You don't have to struggle. It becomes so simple for you.
Sir, I think in a family, if you are bringing it in a family, the parents also should read and keep on questioning their children.
Not question.
Children give the feedback.
That has to become a discussion.
Okay, not questioning. Sorry, sir. The language is wrong. It has to be a discussion.
Just discussion. See, the discussion is, see what happens even now, when I call my son who is in Ireland, I will tell him, this is the news today. He said, yeah, already I heard. I know. I studied. Because that's how we started our life.
Yeah.
When I...
And they will not respond.
Yeah, my two sons, when we used to go to bus stand for waiting for the school bus, I used to give them money for buying newspaper. We don't get a newspaper at home. So one will go and pick up one newspaper, other will go and pick up another newspaper. We used to compare what is in this newspaper, what is in this newspaper. So it becomes a game, it becomes a play. I remember one of my teacher about whom I was reading today morning. There is a book which is given to me by somebody, gifted by somebody, and I was reading the preface on that, and then I found that the foreword is written by one of my professor, whose son is a IAS. Now he is a secretary in Kerala. I know him when he was a small boy. So what my professor used to do, a small house, the entry room and the kitchen, dining hall. There was no dining hall, it's one small place. But he had a small partition which is a wooden plank on a stand. And that stand, he always had a paper which is pasted there. What is done? The newspaper is cut into pieces. International news separate, national news separate, state news separate, sports news separate, cinema news separate, and then pasted there. So as a small child, every day he is seeing the separation. You imagine a 3-year-old child understands how to separate international news, national news, and read the heading at least. If you have that practice from younger age, you don't require any coaching to get into civil service. That's how without any coaching center, he became civil servant. He's a wonderful person in Kerala serving as a IAS. So it is very simple. You have to grab knowledge and remember them. How do you remember them? When you share. So keep sharing. Okay. So reading newspaper is one habit. Paraphrasing. When you are reading and writing a small paragraph of it, what are you doing? Paraphrasing. Every competitive exam in the world, wherever it is, paraphrasing is must. And you have lot of examination in which one story, one paragraph or multiple paragraph is given. Somebody will ask you some questions, you will have to answer them. How do you answer from a paragraph for questions how to answer? That's what I told you. You must look at where, when, why, who, how. Every question you yourself understood while reading, then anybody can ask anything, you can answer. Why, where, when, how, what, all these questions if you can are www. If you can answer this, done. You know the paragraph. Why people are not able to answer this fast? Because when you read, you don't ask this question. So you have huge file. Why this is essential? You have huge file, huge books. A great speaker speaks maybe 1 hour, 2 hours. Then when it comes in the newspaper person will write only one paragraph. How is he able to condense and understand what is the essence of his speech and then put it into one paragraph? Because he knows paraphrasing. You understood? So when you learn this, if you can expand it, from the expanded one you can write brief, that means you are a good person who understands English perfectly well. That's why in most of the tests, MNC company, any government officers, they will ask for paraphrasing. That's why in English class also they give you paraphrasing. But pathetically it is being taught. Therefore you don't know this is how you have to prepare. So I am telling you this is how you have to prepare. Do that. Then look at cinema, read as much as you can, invest a lot of time. Don't waste time thinking what to do. Whatever is coming, write in a paper so that you don't think on that again and again. Anything which happens, keep writing. Without writing, don't move forward. Writing is the method to stabilize your mind. Have that habit of writing. Okay, that is why diary, people write diary, what happened, I will do tomorrow. Today you can have a digital diary also, doesn't matter. But writing doesn't mean physically writing. It has to be documented. Documentation has to be practiced. If you do this, that's the best beginning for civil service. And what you do, you have learned 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th and 11th, 12th. All these is what is general knowledge. Because you have maths, physics, chemistry, biology, every subject. Most of the time, when I meet some young students, maybe my granddaughter, my nephews, children, immediately I will get the book. And then I will see science book, in which environment science. Abba, that environment is so tough, even a chemistry professor will not be able to understand. Because their chemistry is there, biology is there, physics is there, social science is there. Environment science is a combination of all these. That's why I said physics teacher will not understand, because he knows only physics. But the 4th grade children knows every subject together. When you get into specialization, you forget your background. Don't forget your background. So what is to be done? Start reading 7th, 8th. Lower than that may not be required. That's why your syllabus for civil service starts with 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Go and read. Don't look at CBSE, central syllabus, state syllabus, any syllabus. Beyond syllabus. Start reading all the basic knowledge. If you can learn basic knowledge, you will know everything about this world. Because that basic knowledge is on which all the subjects are developed. So read 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th class textbooks with you and then start reading. Yearbook is one. Buy a yearbook, then start. They will have beautiful statistics. Not required actually, you can also get on the... my tradition was yearbook. Today it's available on Google. Okay, but Google is too large, so you will waste a lot of time. Physical book will give you a lot of reading habits. That's one. If these practice, if you can do for some time, I think it's wonderful and good enough. So basic knowledge you have, current affairs and English is improved. That's good enough to write competitive exams, especially civil service. Bima also can come on to video. I think that we have only very few people who could come on to video. It looks otherwise blank, ABCD only. Okay, so what is to be done is make it a practice. Do you have any?
Sir, my father had told me when you read the newspaper, the editorial part, once you read a paragraph, you have to write the brief about it
Yeah.
in the book.
Yeah.
So how does it be useful if I write exam?
That's what I said just now. I was telling that only. You know how to learn paraphrasing. You get general knowledge, and the whole story you are able to make it into small with who are the participants. That will be the brief. Your English will improve, vocabulary will English improve, your imagination or everything is condensed and then you get it. Abstract writing, synopsis writing. That's what you are doing. The essence.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Other than how about essay writing? We are asked to write 1200 to 1500 that length long essays.
The concept there also, what you should do is, you know how paragraphs are separated. Each paragraph has got one story to tell. The beginning and the end, how it has to be. There has to be an objective and scope of the essay. And the end, you should have the conclusion of the essay. If you are able to put the objective and scope while reading the first few lines in the essay, I must be able to know what is it all about. That means the first few lines, that means the first paragraph must tell what I am going to deal in this essay. End, I must be able to conclude it. The conclusion can be your view. The conclusion can be what is useful from this. So if I read this first paragraph or the last paragraph, I know the whole essay. That is how you practice. This structure of paragraph and how the content is made in an essay will be understood if you are a thorough reader. The trick of writing will be known when you look at it. Different people writing different stories. You will learn that very easily.
And how to choose the optional subject?
That is not a matter to be discussed like this, because every buffalo who starts IAS first starts, how do I choose my optional subject? As if I am the person to tell somebody what you have to eat. See, if you are like this prepared and you have finished your prelims and then you understood what is to be done, I don't think nobody has to suggest you how to select subject. It all depends on how much knowledge Falgun has in history. Is it your passionate subject? But today that is not. It is, everybody is buffalo. They don't know what is to be learned. So some coaching center will tell you, I will give you anthropology, and they get good marks. That's actually stupid, because the other day I posted one video on this discussion with Anandu. He is taking engineering. It's a tough subject, but understand, engineering subject is evaluated by not a history man, not an anthropology man. Anthropology, history, geography, public administration, lakhs of people will write. But engineering, maximum 10 people will write. Who will evaluate? Assume that I am an engineer who are evaluating an engineering paper. Is it not I am partially supporting him by saying, yeah, he is my man? So favoritism will be there. So this is a big trick. It's a big trade-off between what is your liking, what is evaluators liking. There is a big ocean there. This is only a condensed water. And it all depends. There are many advantages and disadvantages. But if you are too good in some subject, probably you have. But many people will choose. In the prelims, when you write, you have got many subjects. Once you write prelims, you will know many subjects in the world. Politics you will know, history you will know, geography you will know, public administration you will know science subjects which you already have a master's or maybe bachelor's, you will know that subject. Then you will feel. Look at the syllabus and then decide. Don't ask anybody else. This is my basic. If somebody is asking, that means he has not done his homework. That's what I believe. Nothing wrong. Because you have not done homework, you can ask. But I suggest you to do your own homework to decide what is your liking. Don't listen to anybody, because many people will go for what is available in the market. It is like you go to a supermarket without knowing what you want to buy. What is there in the shelf, you will keep picking up because you don't know what to buy. It's like that. Somebody is selling, therefore you are taking it. That's it. That is how today civil service, because it's actually stupid and foolish to go for coaching for civil service. To become an administrator, you are going again for coaching. Yeah, is it not shameful? I actually is against this concept of tuition, concept of coaching, concept of training, which if you don't get out of this, the nation will never improve. You will not see this in developed countries. Nobody gives a coaching, nobody gives a tuition, nobody gets repeating. You decide what is to be done by yourself. Most of the places I am not called for lectures because I am against tuition. I start scolding teachers for that. But I don't care, I keep repeating it. It's not at all good. You need guidance, you need directions. You need help for people who need some specific help. So most of the coaching centers are useless. Understand, not brilliant people will go and start a coaching center. No bank employee will start bank coaching centers. Those failed not getting a job in bank will start coaching centers. You will not see bright IAS immediately he got into IAS service start IAS coaching. Do they start? They put the name of old IAS people who must have been failed. You will see in Kerala, the one IAS person who is mostly used for advertisements, probably he is the worst IAS in Kerala, and probably he left IAS and joined politics, and he is a thorough failure in politics also. But he is popular because everybody will not allow to put their names in coaching centers. A senior bureaucrat will not allow his name to put. Maybe TN Session will allow because after retirement maybe he has taken all the some time he is called for a guest lecture there, and then they will put his name there. Not like a poster putting everywhere somebody's name and then say this is run by him. Not required. So all that will not help you. Okay. Yeah, good enough.
Sir, have you recorded this meeting?
Everything what I do is recorded and that will be posted onto YouTube.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. I just take a small call and then get back to you because I have got some call which I have to attend. Namaste. Yeah. You have given me some BBA. Okay. Yeah, BBA they are supposed to start today, but they said tomorrow only they are starting. Okay. Yeah, I will look at MBA. Yeah, sure. Right, thank you. Yeah. Good enough? Sri Lakshmi, this must be good enough to start.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. I have come representing my 3 children.
Yeah, I know. Mariam is a very
20 years, 14 years and 12 years.
Yeah, I know.
I'm finding it very difficult. My 12-year-old son doesn't read the newspaper. So today
No,
I got a lot of tips.
Don't complain. No parent should complain, because if parents have that habit, like parents have a habit of eating breakfast, they also started eating breakfast.
Yeah, I have
No habits of children are by themselves. The habits comes from the home.
From the parents, yeah.
Okay, so I am sure if parents have that habit and that becomes a very casual, don't say read newspaper. You read newspaper, or you are making dosha and then ask your son or daughter to read newspaper for you. Because I am making dosha for you, can't you read newspaper for me? I don't have time to read newspaper. They will think I am not reading for myself, I am reading for my mom. Then I will get dosha.
Okay, okay.
And you say you read one more news, I will give you 3 doshas. See, this is how you should prompt them. That's how it comes. It becomes so casual.
Yeah.
Reading and learning should become as, that's why I said it's like a breakfast for you. Don't make it as something extra burden on you which is not essential. It has to become part of essential life. That's how it is to be practiced.
I will show them this video. So all my 3 children will be viewing this whole video session. So it will be informative for them.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank
Good
you.
enough. Actually, this today we are up to 11:30 now. Arunima wanted something from me. I forgot. What is that Arunima wanted also? I have not seen.
Yes, sir. My question was.
Good enough, Sri Lakshmi. We will continue like this once in a while on different. And you have to read, and then maybe in a week's time you must come and tell, oh, this is what I learned in this week. This is my general knowledge of this week. This is the newspaper. This is how I read. Have you seen in the TV, there is a newspaper reading program which comes. They cover all the news. You can also listen to that. You must be able to speak like this. Yeah, this is news from Myanmar today. Then immediately I may ask you, what is Myanmar? Where is it? Which is the capital of Myanmar? What is the currency there? What is the population there? What is the geography? That's how you learn geography. Myanmar was earlier called Burma, and what is the capital for that? Anybody here? Myanmar capital. Don't Google. Yeah. Myanmar is close to India. Now, when there is a news which says India is going to have bilateral relationship with Myanmar, so that Myanmar will not go with China. Last week, what was the best news is this for me, which I consider is most essential. So they shifted capital. How did they shift capital? How did they construct it? What is the earlier capital? What is the new capital? Which is the planned capital there? Where is Naypyidaw? All that you will know. These names and all will become so like your cousin brothers and cousin sisters' name for you. Okay? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I am so happy because I have got good children who start discussing so many things like this. So I am current. Right? I keep myself current by not by reading. I keep current myself by discussing with many students.
I am the oldest here, sir.
I am the oldest.
Hello?
Yeah, Bhima, tell me. You are not on video. Is it Alapi is so bad in internet?
No, sir.
Yeah. Not hearing.
Is
Yeah.
it necessary?
Yeah. Now it's
Is it necessary to read the whole pages of newspaper?
you listen to this video. I was insisting telling select one international news which is important. That is for 1 month. 1 month you thoroughly do that, then you know the trick of picking up news and learning. Then read 1 or 2 news. Then the time which you spend in the first 1 month is 1 hour. Then you will know after a month you will know that it can be finished in 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Then you increase the number of news. Then after that go to national news.
When I feel one news is important,
That importance of news also will be told from the font which is in use, where is it placed in the newspaper. That's also explained in this video.
all the writing.
You look at this video, then you will know. Yeah.
Okay.
Bhima is one who looks at video very thoroughly, gives a beautiful comment on my video.
Thank you.
Good. See, if you are serious, I am sure. See, I'll tell you, we conduct some programs and then tell you, you put a comment on that, immediately they will put. After that, they will never see anything out of it. Don't do that. Sri Lakshmi was like that. We had a camp called Moksha. That time I say comment, immediately she will go and comment at 2-3 places. Finished. After that, I have not seen her at all. After that, I am seeing her today after 1.5 months. There were a lot of, you don't have to look at and listen, ask questions to me, because if you type DrTPS UPSC, you will see lot of such sessions happened earlier. Probably everything I did not post but some of them must have posted. Now I am making it very specific, at least half an hour, 45 minutes, that will go into a video. Earlier it used to be mix of different discussions. Now Ajay is here. Probably I must have discussed this 100 times in different get-together, classes, satsang,
Yes.
holiday programs, everywhere. Falgun also must have attended. I've got students with me who are 10 years with me. I've got students who are 5 years with me. Sri Lakshmi's house I went and then ate well. Her mother is a good cook. Father is a good friend of mine. Every day her father sends me one message. Right? Mariam stayed with me for 10 days, 7 days.
8 days.
8 days with the
8
children.
days, sir.
Yeah.
She's doing excellently well now. She's
Good.
taking online more courses and all in her study material. Apart from that, she's taking more courses now.
Good. Learning extra than what is in syllabus. But when she came, she was in which class, Mariam?
She was in ninth.
Ninth, yeah.
Ninth past, yes. 10th, I think. 10th.
Yeah. And the complaint was?
Teenage problems, very, very frustrated, not able to study, concentration problems, many problems. We came with many problems actually. Then she excellently passed in 10th, excellent in 12th, and now doing a government course in DPED in physical education and doing extra courses also.
See, it's nice to know. That is what is the life line for all of us.
And the most important thing I found in her, she helps a lot her mother in all the house activities. She is not only a perfect student, but perfect at home also. That is very difficult to find these days.
You listen to my lecture at Kottayam. I keep saying you have to do your role first. The role is not just a student. The role is also to become a citizen for the society, children for the home, for the loved ones. That's essential.
Small thing that happened at home.
Yeah.
She even likes to paint cupboards. She's saying like all interior works that she indulges. Painting, small jobs at home. She indulges with that. Even if a carpenter comes, she comes and stands there.
See, understand, for a good administrator, good manager, good person in the society, they must be able to involve in everything around. That's an overall development which should happen as a day-to-day activity with you.
Yeah, we were very happy to see all this. She just has maybe this pose, and not many poses I have made her do. This 8-day stay was very important in her life, I could say.
That is what we do at Nanam. We learn. That's why I call it as a life learning session.
Yes.
What we teach is not maths, physics, chemistry. What we teach is the social science of life, the social science in society. Yeah, Arunima?
Sure, can I go with my question?
Arunima, yeah. She wanted. I am just looking
Yes,
at
I
your
was,
message, but yeah, tell me. You are here, so I don't have to look at it.
What is the most remarkable turning point in your life? The entire journey, the most remarkable turning point that you...
I think there are multiple things probably. One of the thing is that I am from a very aristocratic, rich. Mariam knows my house. It's like the whole village is mine. The village is ours. School is ours.
If anyone has a chance to visit, please visit. That is what I have to say. I will not say anything more.
That village, I even keep by saying, if you go to that village and ask about me, if they don't know, you tell his name, then I will teach him who is me. That's how I say. That means it's not that I belongs to the village. The village belongs to me. Right? That's a feeling which most of the people have, because that's a tradition. That's a great virtue which somebody can have. So you have many things in your life, plenty, but we never had that lavishness. We were living like the poorest of the poor, though the richest of the richest. We were living like my mother used to go to garden and then pluck what is to be prepared for that day, prepare only what is available in house. Is it not a great learning in life, how to live so with a minimum thing. Don't show anything which is not with you as yours. I don't remember in my life, I never had a servant maid in my house. Though I am sure if just call, people would have come and worked in my house. So, the self-help is what we have learned. We don't depend on somebody else. Anything which you do yourself. We don't call for a help.
What was your father's profession?
My father was a farmer who was illiterate, who never know how to read and write.
Oh.
My mother was a dropout of third because up to third class only school was running. The school was ours. 1939 it started. Right? You can imagine my mother had 1 lakh acres of land. But then she knew a lot of things in our mythology, know many slokas by heart. Living in such a system was part of our daily life. Without knowing probably the meaning, we chanted many things. That has got a lot of influence on our learning ability, but not academic ability. Academic ability came only when you think that you want to learn. There was a very great special school, special in the sense meritorious, not handicapped. That is in the nearest town, which is Taliparamba, where selected students for teachers are also chosen by taking educational officers who are the senior most headmasters as maths, physics, chemistry, biology teachers. You can imagine school is run by not normal teachers, all headmasters are teaching you. Great experienced teachers are your physics teacher, chemistry teacher, mathematics teacher. Everybody is the best in the district. Government did such a experiment with one school where high academically qualified, high meritorious, highly motivated teachers only will teach under government system. There were only 27 seats, 27. I don't know why 27, but 27 seats were there. In which district level there was a competition. Must have written 10 to 20,000 people would have written examination. Those days, I am talking about 1976-77 academic year. I am not a brilliant student, academically not at all good. But me and my cousin, 2 people from my village got selected. That's a great celebration. And it is 20 kilometers away from my house. We had only one bus in the morning, one bus in the evening. Village is not even connected well with the city. So morning you have to go in the bus and evening you have to come back. I think in between it runs 1 or 2 routes sometime. Not every time, but sometime if they have a mood, they will drive. That's it. Special days they will run. That's the first time I got a box to keep my books. That's the time I got my uniform first time. So 8th class boy was going to school. But then that was a great, getting out of your village to a city was something great for me. That's the first time I am seeing a town. I became the worst student in that best school. 27th rank without any competition. No competitors for me. The end of the academic year, principal gave a love letter saying that you get out of the school. That was TC, transfer certificate, forced out. Otherwise, the school's name will get spoiled. You can imagine somebody is bannered as the worst boy, you will spoil the school name. Luckily, I did not spoil because I was thrown out. They were true. Teachers are really brilliant. So they were never bad. They know that I am not good. I was not good. I am only a second class in my 10th. I am only a second class in my plus 1, plus 2. 54-52%. That's what I got. But then when I joined for graduation, I did not get in the college where my brother was a professor. He would have given me a seat there immediately because it was a private college. Under management. He would have just said to get a seat for me. I wanted to learn maths. But my brother said, no, you cannot learn maths. You can only learn Malayalam. Probably that's the only thing which you can learn. Malayalam, you don't require a good brain. That's what they thought. But then I told my brother, no, I will learn maths. Without his permission, I took admission in a different college. In a political quota, in a sports quota, and then got a seat. From there I jumped to another college and then jumped into this college. 3 colleges I shifted for my graduation. And when I reached back there, again I was not good because the time was left. The jumping from one college to another college took some 3 months, 2 months and all that. So I ended up here. The syllabus was over. I did not study anything. So I failed in first year graduation also. Many subjects. But second year, third year and first year back papers, everything I learned. I started teaching what is plus 1, plus 2 is not there. Those days it was pre-degree. I taught pre-degree students during the interval time in the college itself, extra time for students, so that I know my basic will become strong. Teaching is the best method to learn what you did not learn in your life. So I started teaching all that. I started teaching maths, physics, chemistry, English, all that I started teaching when I was a student. So I started teaching in 1980s probably, 81. But then 81 to 84, that 3 years my graduation, I did beautiful. I got 5th rank or 6th rank in the university. I got 89%.
Calicut University?
Yeah, that time it was Calicut University. There was no Kannur University. But then MSc I decided to join. I joined Calicut first. Devagiri College was my first college. But that time my elder brother got a civil service. He was in Indian Forest Service. So my ambition is to become a civil servant. I started preparing I don't attend classes. I used to be in library, started reading. But I am studying MSc Mathematics. But then there was a late admission available in Cochin University for MSc. Cochin University generally have got only 10 students. MSc is 10 student statistics. Mathematics and statistics combined in the first year. So I got an admission there. I shifted to Cochin University. There also my attention was to civil service. But then head of the department called me and said, no. I did not do well there used to be everyday examination. So I failed in most of the first exams. So my head of the department said, no, you cannot continue like this, you must study. Then what I did was, I left my civil service dream and started becoming a mathematician. So I told you in brief what happened from 1977 probably to 1984, 86. 84 to 86 was my MSc. After MSc, I got a chance to come to Bangalore for PhD. That was on a special project under University Grants Commission, UGC, DSA, Departmental Special Assistance Scheme in Fluid Mechanics. Just because there was a fellowship available, I don't have to pay money for my food. I lost my father when I was 4 years old. My eldest brother was my guardian. So I thought I don't have to give much burden to my brother. Those days to become a teacher for B.Ed I would have done. I would have done my MSc and got into a lecturer's job. But then PhD was giving me salary straight without any. Otherwise, becoming a teacher in any private institution, you will have to pay money. My own school I would have become, but then school, whatever somebody else is paying will be lost. So I don't want even that to happen to my family. So otherwise I would have more happy to become a teacher in my school, because my passion for teaching was something great. The passion was there all the time. So I joined in PhD. The end of PhD, I went to Hong Kong for a conference. Getting into conference in Hong Kong and all is like a luck. Everybody will not get during. Today, abroad travel was something not that great. But those days, 1985, traveling to Hong Kong, that too with the National Aeronautical Laboratory director sitting beside, explaining what is aerodynamics. That sitting with him, I did not leave free. I asked a lot of questions. I was learning from him how the aircraft works, how the aerodynamics works and all that, because he's an aerodynamics scientist. So I used all my opportunity to learn here and there. So we had a Hong Kong visit. That changed probably a fortune to apply to Space Department, because I met some space scientists there. Got introduced to Space Department. So I joined here. So whenever I got an opportunity, I started jumping. I never had a fixed mind, this is what I have to become. In my house, next opposite to my house, there was a law college. So immediately I thought, no, I must do law. In my Bangalore PhD time, I had one of the roommate who was today's in government. Falgun will answer me. I wanted to ask a question to you, or maybe Samir, Mariam, don't have to answer that. It's a legal question. As per government, who is the topmost lawyer person who is put as a government nominee in the legal department? He is called Dash of India. Advocate Dash of India.
Advocate General.
Yeah, who is that for India now?
No idea.
Anybody here? Ajay must be able to answer. He is very close to legal system. Ajay, who is the Advocate General for India now? Okay, have you heard about Venugopal? If you listen to some news here and there, definitely his name will come. Venugopal's son was my roommate for few days in Bangalore. He is also a lawyer, Supreme Court lawyer. So you can imagine when somebody becomes very close to you who is at the topmost, definitely a link of that will come. And Kerala's judiciary, my mother's uncle was one of the best advocate. He is called T.P. Koludambiyar. Most of the judges and justices were his students because he is one of the, no more now. Few years back he died. He was one of the most senior, most barrister of, he was barrister of, that time advocates were called barristers. So I had that tradition. So seeing a law college board, it prompted me I should start. So I did law. So I started collecting my degree with the passion, learning different subjects. I started jumping from one subject to another subject to another subject to another subject. That's what I think Arunima wanted to know. The next question was that only, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So after joining Department of Space, I jumped into law. I had interaction. I had a registrar. Registrar of my office, Mr. Panikar, was T.N. Sessions associate. See, that's why when you talk about any great personality in India, I will be able to relate somehow to them because I know some relation with somebody worked there. So I was assisting. T.N. Sessions' assistant was registrar in my office. I was assisting him in doing a HR project, human resource project, ISRO, how people are utilized in ISRO. And then that project came, I jumped into that project, started helping him. Not expecting anything. Helping somebody else is there in your brain. You start getting involved, you will learn a lot. So he used to take me to many places along with him for discussions because I know the whole data. I analyzed it, I made a table, I used to read at night, make some nice paragraph, brief of many interviews like Kalam's interview, U.R. Rao's interview, Kasturirangan's interview, all ISRO chairman's interview, great personality, M.G.K. Menon. Every interview was in a textbook form. I used to make that brief out of it and then make it to the content fashion. Documentation was my job. So assisting him, he took me to Indian Administrative College. There I met a lot of people and they were all technocrats, they were all administrators, but they had an MBA program there. So I thought I must also do an MBA. And the project is already done. ISRO, HRD, Knowledge Management. So I finished my project first, then joined for a course. Then I went to ISRO headquarters to work with ISRO headquarters. I went to ISRO headquarters just because I had an MBA passion. I went to ISRO headquarters. So I left my original science projects which I was doing in my office. In government system, when you vacate your seat, what will happen? In that seat, somebody else will come and sit. When you come back, that seat is lost. So I became not having any portfolio in my office. So I used to sit in library and start reading. Then my academics came back to me. I thought I should get into academics. Then I came to Calicut University as Director of Academic Staff College. So few months I was there. Academic Staff College Directorship is like a Vice Chancellor, Pro Vice Chancellor, then Academic Staff College Director. It was almost like a third position in the university. Probably I am the youngest person in the whole Indian history to become Academic Staff College Director. So I changed the whole system there. But Kerala, any professor post or attender post also is politically motivated. And I came there without politics. So every political fellow was against me. Because that would have gone to some teachers association president or secretary or somebody. That's how the positions are given in universities. So I did what I can, but they kept on putting filing case against me. But then you see, my LLB helped me, because I knew most of the people in the legal field in Kerala. The judge who was writing verdict on my case was close friend of mine. Before writing, he will send a text. Those days there was no WhatsApp. It's only that small text used to go, SMS sort of a thing. He used to text and tell me, this is what the verdict. Should I have to change it like this? He will ask. Can you imagine? Judge is asking like this to you. Then I used to correct and tell, write like this. But then at the end, they could not fail me, but they failed the university. And then they wanted to throw me out. Then again judge asked, do you want you to continue until somebody else comes in that post? Then next again interview, they can select me. I said, no, good enough, I am going. I came here, back to Hyderabad in my old office again. Again seatless for so many years, no job, library, full-time reading. Then I got a advertisement from Prime Minister's office, Deputy Director post. Rarest of the rare they will advertise. They never advertise, they pick up only people. But they couldn't get some qualified person for that. Never advertised. Some posts are never advertised. They know who is eligible, they will pick it up. No competitors, or they know who is the best in the government. That's how in the Prime Minister's office, advertisements will not come in newspaper. So I was picked up. No. Advertisement came because they didn't get anybody. I was the only candidate who applied. So I got the post. That's how I got into RAW. That is how I got into Cabinet Secretariat. That made me to work very close to PM's office. I could meet Prime Minister Manmohan Singh probably every month on a dinner. But then hardly I go, because that needs a lot of dress code and all that. I am not very, very happy with such things. Coat, boot, suit, tie, you can imagine, no, all that is not my cup of tea. But then I want to taste once, I went there. But there were people attending that for 7 years, 8 years. But they never had a courage to go and talk to Prime Minister. I attended only once. So immediately I went and shook hand with Manmohan Singh. Then Manmohan actually took my hand, because I was only in a different dress, normal casual dress without a coat, boot, suit. So Manmohan Singh thought, this is another VVIP. So in fact, I was going to him, he was coming to me, and he was holding my hand. So his both hands were holding my right hand. And then we had a dialogue for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. What I am saying, assume you don't have knowledge. How do you speak to Prime Minister for half an hour, you tell me? You cannot ask him, sir, what is your name, which office you are working, what is your salary, who are your parents, all that you cannot ask. Correct? I am confident of talking to anyone in the world, let it be the President of America today, because I follow the politics of America. Yesterday there was a great debate.
Helps, right, sir?
Yeah?
Political knowledge helps.
Everything.
Political knowledge.
See, you should have knowledge. Let it be a cinema person. When I travel from Cochin to Hyderabad, I met Tilagan once. When I meet Tilagan, I know which movie he acted, which are the dialogue which he speaks, who are the directors there. Let it be S. Janagi. Let it be M.G. Srikumar. Let it be somebody, Rasul Pokutti. I met all these personalities. I met Ravi. I know Amitabh Bachchan, I met him. I met, you name most of the people in different field. Probably sports is one which I am not very close to, because it's not my heart. Because sports I feel is a physical activity, but maybe Mariam will not agree. But that happened to be an entertainment in the world today. Right. So I play sports also, but I play. But I don't see that somebody else is playing. That glorism, payment and bargain, selling sports people like a game, that is not part of my world. So you have to have sufficient knowledge in different areas. Probably my jumping from one to another courses. So academically also I learned, otherwise also I learned. When you learn law, when you learn MBA, definitely you should read financial newspaper. Today also I get the financial newspaper on. I have got friends who are regularly reading, doing analysis on financial newspaper. I don't have to subscribe, I don't have to look at it. There will be somebody else sending me the financial newspaper to me. Yesterday my son was asking, is there economic time somebody is getting? I said I get every day from somebody. I don't even have to subscribe. Somebody will dump it there, and then immediately if I have got something to learn from that, I can text him, he will give me analysis on that. So you get connected to different subjects by your interest, not for getting a job, not for talking to somebody else. It's natural flow, right? So that gives you a lot of advantage. That's what probably I did.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah, Ajay, tell me.
Actually, I was never comfortable talking with somebody at a higher designation level because of the sixth session, wherein I learned the thing of responding. Sir always used to ask when you have a lecture or hear something, either you question. If you do not question, that means either you did not understand or you don't have any questions. That was sir saying. So from that time I started questioning. If I have anything to ask, I used to ask anybody. I used to respond. So this made me speak with the commissioners, the GHMC or whatever. I have taken several issues. So that gives us some sort of confidence to speak. Since we are involving in a particular thing, definitely our confidence level will come out and we could be able to speak. That is, I'm just relating to how sir said I can speak with anybody, because sir is involved in different kinds of subjects. When you know the subject, you will be free to speak. So thus this thing should be inculcated by all.
Yeah, asking questions is a great spirit which everybody should have, because animals can listen, objects can listen, the trees and plants, you can talk to trees and plants. What is the difference between a tree, plant and an animal and a human being? You can capitalize, you can understand, you can also ask questions. I want extra knowledge in this. If Arunima had no question, I would not have called this meeting. So what we expect in our group is not lectures, questions. It's not me alone. You could call somebody else and then say, this is what I want to learn from you. Somebody can say, assume that I say some subject. Definitely there has to be an interaction between that person and you on that topic. If you have something to discuss with that person, definitely I am sure you will get into contact. So what I used to do is, when a speaker comes and speaks, if the title is given, I will keep preparation starting from that time. I will finish my preparation before the speaker comes and speaks. So I know what he is going to talk on the topics. Then I am able to communicate with him so naturally, because I am into his field. So they think that I already know that subject. Then your communication becomes easier. So otherwise, keep writing. Take a paper and pen, start writing The other day we had lecture by on the topic, on learning difficulty. Immediately I started writing. When I look at some person, today I am going to post my discussion with someone who got a NASA lead award. I got that person, immediately I communicated, said, why can't we have a dialogue? So I called them on a dialogue. Earlier also I used to, but I never used to record. But yesterday I had a dialogue that recorded. Today I am going to post on my YouTube. So identify people with whom you can communicate so that your knowledge will improve. You should have questions. Your asking questions should be so casual When you keep asking questions, definitely your knowledge will improve. To ask questions, you will prepare. That also improves your knowledge. Whenever there is a guest speaker in your place, don't leave that person. They will leave telephone number, email address, their name is available. Immediately what you should do is go and talk to them. Don't think that he is a very high person, I will not be able to talk to him. Nothing like that. Have that courage.
Yes, sir. Yes.
The maximum what will happen, they will ignore you. Okay, let them ignore. You know, for last 2 days, the book which is civil service, which is available, I must have sent to 10,000 people. I am sure none of you will do that in your life. That small video, continuously I am sending. For what? I am sure if I don't send this, Mariam will not be there today with me. She knows that I am doing, but that doesn't connect her to me today because I sent. And she also said, no, I am going to send to some people, we will have discussion. Then immediately I said, if that dialogue doesn't come, I am not going to tell we have a satsang going like this. If there is a dialogue happens, I will tell the next step. If there is no dialogue and you say, somebody will say hi, somebody will say okay, somebody will say good. I know somebody will say some symbol. They are the most laziest fellows. You can't even write one sentence when somebody sends you. That's why I don't allow anybody to put a forward. I will say you make your comment and write it in the group. If you are attending, you attend. If you don't attend, skip, don't worry. But don't write, I am not going to attend because of this reason, this reason, this reason. We know everybody has got priority. We don't look for how many people are there. It's not, I am not looking whether there are 8 people or no people. That doesn't matter to me. I want one person who has asked a question. Actually, Arunima and me, I said we can have a dialogue. I never wanted anybody else. But then I told Arunima, already we discussed this and then decided this date 2 days back. I don't want to post it in the group. Because Arunima had a question. I have to answer Arunima only. But then Arunima wanted to know. Today also she said it is today. I said if you want, you post it there. That's it. That's how we work. I think that should be our mode. We are not looking for more people. We are looking for one who will listen carefully. But then how do I know whether there is one who is somewhere else in the world who is expecting this? Making good soap is not good enough. Somebody will have to show that there is a soap like this. That's how it is marketing. So I expect my students, should do this. Or that is, you should become torch bearers. You must send it to thousands of people. I will tell you, one day if I just post and then put it into 100 people, you will see that day my YouTube will have 300 clicks. Next day if I don't do it, there will be only 30. I am just checking whether there is anybody from my group who is telling that somebody else and they come and contact, yeah, this person told me. The Falgun introduced somebody, then I will know them. Now here, Arunima is not known to me at all. Vishnu introduced Arunima to me. Correct, no Arunima?
Yes, sir.
Yes. That is because Vishnu gave a talk. That means when Vishnu gives a talk, he will invite his friends. But when DrTPS talk, he will not invite anybody else. Understood? That should not happen. There is a discussion like this. You must keep talking to people. Not for you, not for me. For me, whether there is more people or less people, whether there are, that's all gone. Because I am doing this for last 20 years. That is not going to make me popular, unpopular and all that. It doesn't care for me. That's all unimportant. What is important is, there may be somebody who is waiting for a chance. The other day, somebody from Vijayawada, some lady called me and said, Eenadu paper. I got this and then I searched in YouTube. I got your telephone number and I am calling. I asked, what is your husband doing? Street vendor. I asked, what is your family? She speaks beautiful English. I asked, what are you doing? I discontinued after 12th, but that English was fantastic, I'll tell you. Then I asked, what are your children doing? One is doing diploma. I don't know, sir, whether he should do diploma or engineering. 12th passed now. I said, diploma is best for you. Because engineering, they get into a different group. Diploma is very concentrated, very strict. In case if he don't get any job, he will be able to start something. After BTech, nobody can start anything. After diploma, definitely they will start doing some work. Skill development happens in diploma. But then I said, any help you want, you contact me. Sir, no problem, sir. We have sufficient money to live. Then I asked the son's name. Immediately, she said, sir, he liked your video and then made comments also. I was looking, he has seen many of my videos and gave comments also. Then I clicked that, when you get the name there, you click there. He has got his own video channel. Beautifully edited videos he created. I subscribed that. He is from a small village. The video is in Telugu. But imagine the passion which he has. So that's a passion. With lot of blessings, with the people don't do many things. But without blessing, people do. And then immediately she had sent some of my link to me again back. Then I asked, why did you post this? Oh, sorry, I was posting to my cousins and my all contacts, it came to you. So that means she is spreading this, talking about me, the picture of my Enadu, whatever the article came, she was posting back to me. So I asked, why did you post me? So she said, I was sending to all my contacts, it came to you also, sir. So imagine, see, I am sure she don't even have money to pay for her internet connection sometime. I know Mariam knows how do I help people, right, Mariam? So this is what I do in my life. I am not for money, I am not for fame, I am not for knowledge. I am only to spread what we have. That will come only when you have seen many people with very difficult situations in your life. I have also undergone such situations in my life. I have also undergone situations in my life where I didn't have money to pay for my ticket. I walked 20 kilometers in my life. Can you imagine? You are in a place where you don't have money, you are feeling so hungry, you ate in a hotel, but that time you don't even know that you need money to travel back to your hometown. I didn't have money. Then I walked 20 kilometers. So I'm sure if you are such experienced such things, you will also. That's why if I have to travel sometime, I came back from US, I came to a bank here. Immediately I called an auto fellow, I want to go to Malkajgiri, the next place where I am staying. Auto fellow said no, he was driving somewhere else. I decided, why should I depend on this fellow? I walked. Today walking 8 kilometers or 10 kilometers or 13 kilometers, wherever I have to go and I have sufficient time, I keep walking, listening, talking somebody else. Why should I reach fast at home and sit in a chair? That's not my intention. So I am a person who is ready to work, ready to learn, ready to give whatever I have to anybody else who deserve it. So we don't know who deserves it. So we will have to go around. That's what I do. So you all should have questions. That's most important. Without a question, you are not a student. Yeah. Bhima, you are there, alive?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, today is your brother's movie, some 26th, evening. Yeah.
He told me.
Good enough?
Sir, I have a personal administrative sort of question which I am facing from last 2.5 years.
Yeah.
As you know, I'm working in the judicial department.
Yeah.
Our service regulation says that all the junior students who are selected for the service should be given not less than 3 months of training.
Yeah.
It is written in the ministerial service regulations.
Yeah.
But we have not been given training.
Yeah.
So when training is not given, how do you expect the employees to perform well? Because nobody of the junior students are from judicial angle. I mean, none of them have completed LLB. But they have to work closely with the judges. They have to work on the judicial matters.
Yeah.
So this is pinning me from past 2.5 years. So I just wanted to change this. So what should I? What step should I take? Was very this thing, sir.
See,
If I write a letter to the PA,
my experience from government, I will tell you. Department of Space never had a training center, whereas Atomic Energy is the original institution from where Department of Space came. All the traditional old scientists of ISRO were all from Atomic Energy Department. So Atomic Energy had a beautiful training center where ISRO never had. I was talking about the HRD project which I did. We suggested ISRO also should have. That has become IAST later, Indian Institute of Space Technology. So the first paper on this was made by me. Space Department believes you don't have to train everybody because it's a huge system. So legal system is such a huge system, you cannot train everybody in every aspect. So when you appoint somebody, they may be working only in revenue, there may be only policing, there may be only in child welfare. So what is exactly required there, their boss is supposed to teach them. That's what they believe, like ISRO system. What is exactly required there, you interact with them, you learn, you ask questions, learn from them, because you have to survive in this department. You will have to learn. So definitely training is happening, but not formal. Informal training happens. Probably informal training is much better than formal training. In formal training, what will happen? A senior officer who is busy will never go for training classes. They will never go for teaching also. So in Space Department also, training is considered as something, a useless fellow is there, put him in training department. Not very good scientist. Though it was, my passion was teaching, so I took up training and organizational development as part of my job. Otherwise, generally people don't opt. They think that, that will not add value to him, service. So most of the government department, this is what happens. Nobody gets training in getting into politics. But once in politics, from the leaders' interaction, looking at the problems, for that you do referring things and then learning, that is much better. That is why sometimes the lawyer is not that able, but his junior who is a writer there is more knowledgeable. He knows survey number, he knows everything. The writers are much better. We call them as writers. The writers are more knowledgeable than sometimes the legal experts in the registrar's office. The registrar may not be knowledgeable, but the writers are. Sometimes clerks are. So I am sure your ability to manage things is looking at the people who knows things around you, and they will start picking up. Such people only will become. There may be 10 clerks, you don't ask everybody. This person knows everything, go there. So a person, I am sure wherever Ajay is working, definitely will people come to you because you are a learner basically. So there are some people who are learners, people will go to them. Though I had a lot of senior people, junior people, many people who join in department, all of them used to come to me. I used to sit in library, teach them everything about it. Starting from department history, starting from different subjects, I used to teach them. Every subject, not my department, some other work happening in different departments also I teach them. Because teaching was my passion. So juniors, most of the juniors got trained under me. So I am sure every department will have 1 or 2 people like this who have passion. So that training happens, but not formally, informally it happens.
For me, it's okay.
That is good enough. I think that is good enough in government, because huge systems you cannot train. That's what happens in most of the departments. Except where there is a discipline like policing, they give 3 months or 3 months, 4 months training. But that is not learning. When they get into work, they learn much more, right? That's how it is.
First thing is, my issue was why they have this training aspect, and why are they not implementing this? For me, it's okay. I learn, but
no, the training and development, 2 things happens in department. One is training. Training is on specific skill. Development is they should know managerial level, different things happening so that they can become seniors. That's why it is called training and development. Training and development department, R&D and development department, R&D and training. These are all part of every government system in paper. But may not happen. That's okay. You need not, I think it need not worry about it. That's true with every department. When I go to Prime Minister's office, we don't have a regular training and all that. We work with somebody will call me for some meeting from there, I will know what is happening in the meeting. Next time when he cannot attend, he will say, you go and attend. You cannot say, I never got a training. You were there with them and it is your passion to learn. I am sure if you are a good learner, you will not complain about learning because you already learned. That's why you are complaining. Correct. That means you learned it. Those other people, even if they get training, they will not learn anything. They will just waste time.
There will be delay to the end service clients. There will be delay in justice for the needy people.
See,
because if we don't know the knowledge, it affects the clients, it affects the litigant.
I will tell you, any government department, if you look at it, not more than 20% people work. And the delay is not because the 80% is not working. The delay is because of many clearance from different places, and this 20% only will work. Even if you give training, the 80% is not working, not because they are not trained. They are not having that attitude. They don't look at people mind is not there. There is a professional mind, a people mind. Everybody should have people mind, not professional mind. That makes a lot of difference. So I think it's not a in a large system. I am not saying that it will not, until the government is very strict and the punishment schemes are very stringent. These will continue even if training is given. So more than training, what is required is a strict disciplined system. Then training will become, everybody will run for training by themselves.
And regarding the position, sir, even we have IAS officers, but they are not given any posting. So this is affecting governance. So, why this government is doing this?
Actually, if you look at Telangana government, Andhra Pradesh government, IAS itself, there may be 200 vacancies. They are given multiple roles because more than 5,000 vacancies are there in civil service. People are not appointed because qualified people were not available. So what happens is, somebody is given charge of 3 departments. Unless there is a priority, somebody pushes, the lower level clerk has to push things. Then only it will happen. I remember one of my colleague who wanted to get a pension. The paper was in central government for 8 years. When I was in government, I have posted one of my boy. Boy means was my subordinate who was in a police. So I told him, go around this paper 1 month, 30 days he must have gone to desk to desk, desk to desk, table to table, table to table, got everything approval to get it cleared. Because it's huge. You can imagine 8 years back one paper comes to your office. It doesn't happen. That is where Modi, Lalu Prasad Yadav, many people have done some time in their department, their ministry, they have taken a different step to push things faster. Sometimes it works if the government is very good. Modi in Gujarat was successful because of that. He used to say no clearance across the departments. IAS must be able to call the IAS fellow and then get cleared. You right, I spoke to him, and then if there is no great hurdles. Kerala Chief Minister, we had a woman chanty. He used to have big mela. 10,000 people will go and meet him one day. He will just clear paper then and there. But sometimes it gets into allegation, false, papers getting submitted sometime. There are good and bad things. But whereas now the government, wherever the flood victims, after that, maybe 1 year also nothing is, house have not given. See, there was a great joke saying that somebody did not get a allowance for constructing house. Why? Because he didn't produce address. Where your house itself is not there, where is your address? The Chief Minister was asking, see, he doesn't have house. He never settled anywhere. How can he produce ration card? Everything is gone in flood. Where is the ration card?
It is going reverse in Hyderabad. Recently, the flood scheme and government is distributing 10,000 to each and every person, irrespective of those who are affected or not. I got a call from my uncle. saying they are distributing 10,000
No,
to all the.
this happens. I also got 2 voters card because one day there was a queue. I went there, stood picture. That picture was not good. Next time there was a chance. I also went and took. That was also there. So 2 voters card you have. But I never voted. That's a different matter. What I'm saying is, our system is not well connected. Probably not well documented. So it's a system problem. Let us not discuss about systems and faults because that will be huge. It's waste of time. We are not able to add any value to that. So generally I don't talk about anything against the government. I only wanted to learn and teach, nothing else.
Because of internet and all this connectivity, we can able to the notice of the concern. That is
I think
today.
you should keep writing and then keep alarming to them saying that this is required, this is required, this is required. Let them do or not is their job.
I don't know, 10 to 20 years ago, maybe one can connect to Prime Minister, but now
everybody can connect. That's true.
We can write letters, we can address grievances. So that thing is there. Now, what I feel is, even we need not be an IAS officer to make a change.
Yeah, anybody can.
As a can bring some changes.
Yeah.
So that I felt when I started doing things. So as you said, nobody needs involvement. We automatically involved in things which are interested.
Okay,
So,
Myral, let me ask you, Ajay. There is one lawyer from Bombay,
okay.
and he changed the basic fundamental rights with a case. On his name there is a stamp which is produced by Government of India. Who is that?
No, sir, I don't have any idea because not following this.
No, that we used to take his name as a casual remark when mentioning. Advocate says I am a good advocate. Immediately we'll ask, you are not, that name is given, you are not that person, no, because he is supposed to be the best person who can change anything in the world. So it says a person can change. We take it as an example. Mariam, do you know who is that?
No, sir.
That is there in, and I am not telling that because that's there in one of my video.
Sir, call me Rija, sir. Rija, call me Rija.
Yeah, Rija, tell me, Rija. See, what you should do is you should look at one of my discussions on constitution. There was a discussion in which his name I am mentioning.
That Ananthus.
Ananthus. Yeah.
I will reference this.
Reference right
You
there.
don't
Yeah,
say
I
no,
got this
we will
name.
reference it.
Yeah, I got this name. You write it
Yeah.
down.
Will
I think we should ask this question and then make people to refer to other video. That's the best thing to continue.
yes.
Yeah. That's really good, sir.
And you can also put some questions.
Sir, I
For
want
this
to-
question, you will get answer in this video. Don't give the answer. Let people search and put it in the
Sir, I
post.
want to say something about the flood situation. When in Kerala we faced the flood situation and all, and many government people gave their salaries and everything. I put an initiative, not myself, our alumni, 9th and 10th alumni, put an initiative and we started collecting funds, and with those little funds, we really helped 3 houses in Wayanad and all. It was just an alumni organization.
I think that is how.
What a normal person can do. That is what we showed outside.
That's
what
true.
a normal person can do.
So I think we do what
I
best we
call
can do
the-
instead of telling what government did not do. That's the best thing, I think.
Yeah. But I put the same question in my alumni of law college. They were very reluctant because they were thinking about tax and things like that. The other group was not very highly educated, degree, normal things, but the alumni of my law college is not coming forward because they are frightened of tax issue. But now they have agreed, and inshallah, I think by mid of 2021 we will start. My law college group will start an alumni for charity. So this is what normal people also can involve in other works. Rather than let the government do, let the normal people also do.
Okay? Good enough. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. DrTPS.
Thank you. God bless you.